Welcome back, sports fans, and welcome to a brand new series. So, after the great adventure trip we had on the DRZs last year, we've decided to do another one. After all the effort we did setting the bikes up and making everything right and all the expenses, we thought may as well do another trip. So what are we doing this time, I hear you ask? Well, I'm going to tell you. About 10 years ago, so 2014, 2015, I was following John Hudson and Scotty Britnell doing the Across Australia record. From Steep Point in WA to Byron Bay, or vice versa. They were doing it in like 72, 70 hours or something like that. I thought, geez, that'd be a great trip to do one day. I mean, I don't mean break any records, but just to do the trip to see the country on two wheels straight through the middle of Australia. So that's a bit of me. So that's what we're doing, and I'm calling it Across the Guts. I'm going to give you guys a overview of the ride, real quick. So just for reference, Brisbane to Rocky, that's about Land's End to John O'Groats in the UK, right? That is the length of Britain, and that is Australia. So that's the reference you got. So we are shipping the bikes from Brisbane and Sydney across to Perth. We then pick the bikes up in Perth and we ride 1,000 k's north to Steep Point, which is the I think it's there, which is the furthest westerly point on the Australian mainland. Then we're going to ride across 3,000 k's across WA. Murchison, Meekatharra, Wiluna, pick up the Gun Barrel Highway, and then we ride the Gun Barrel through Carnegie to Warburton, and then we join the Great Central Road and ride to the Northern Territory border, past the Rock again, into Alice Springs. When we're in Alice Springs, we get to watch the Fink Desert Race, which will be pretty cool, and have a service day there and check the bikes out. And then we're going to ride down to Mount Dare, load the bikes up with fuel for the 800k crossing of the Madigan line on the Simpson. It's not even on this map. It's a more northerly route that not many people do, and very few bikes do it unsupported. I think the first bikes crossed it unsupported in 2010. So that's how crazy this thing is. Into Birdsville again, as per normal. Might have to do the bypass. We might have to come down the Hay River track because there's some water still there, but we have to cross them bridges when we get to them. Down to Inaminka again, and then hugging the New South Wales Queensland border all the way across to Byron Bay, which is the furthest easterly point on the mainland. Take a picture there with a sign, and then back home to Brisbane. 7,200 k's, I reckon it's going to take us. And yeah, should be a good ride. So we'll be taking the old trusty DRZ from last year's trip. What do we have to do to the bikes? Not much. It was already set up. I came back with a bit of a carby problem. It was a needle jet and needle worn after just sitting on 100 k's for 8,000 k's. So changed them, fixed that up, and one of the mounting lugs for the pannier racks snapped off the subframe. So not the subframe itself, but just the tang, or whatever you want to call it, snapped off. So I got that re-welded, and that's it. Nothing really else changed. Now, but there is a but. This time, like I just said, we are doing the Madigan line, right? That requires an additional 40 litres of juice. I did buy the 30-litre tank to try and fit it on. I sort of ran out of time and it needed work, so I'm sticking with the 20-litre on the front, and I got 2 additional bladders that are going to sit on in these saddlebags. I put a couple of pictures up. I took a couple of photos as I was doing it. They just sit on there temporarily for the first part of the Madigan line, and then we take them off. I didn't want to put any extra weight on the subframe because obviously I was probably at the limit of the subframe. I'm going to have a little bit of extra water on there, but yeah, she's going to be even more loaded than last time, and last time she weighed 230 kilos when we set off at Big Red. So this time we're going to be touching 250 kilos with 20 litres of petrol and a bit of water extra. Maybe 255. So yeah, that's the trip. Now, I can't do an adventure like this without my trusty sidekick, the king of fuss, my brother from another mother, Paddo Patterson. You may remember him from such things as Desert Doctors and Rusty Demons of Dirt. And he's back. He's back for more pain and fussing. And we're going to meet him in Perth. He's shipping his bike from Sydney I'm shipping my bike from Brisbane. We're going to get to Perth, do some fussing, and then we're off riding 7,000 Ks home, straight across the guts of Australia. So we will catch you in episode 2, where we get this road on the show. See ya.